Right then, here we go. This is Rabchenko looking to continue this long unbeaten run, but Pryce has said that he's in the best shape of his entire fighting career. He said he's always considered himself to be a 12-round fighter, and he's never really been given the chance to fight any long distances, only 6 and 8 rounders for a while. So this is his moment. Glenn Catley, the former super middleweight champion, is alongside me. Rabchenko can dig a bit, but Pryce, this is his last chance, really.
Absolutely, he's got to really go for it in this fight. Like I say, if he loses this fight, we must ask questions, where does he go from here? You know, this is so important and vital that he wins to stay in as a professional fighter.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because his last event, he fought lines back at welterweight, and he blamed the taking of that fight at late notice and the fact that he had to drop a considerable amount of weight in a short period of time that left him feeling somewhat fatigued. But there's now no reason, no excuses here. He's back at the weight that he wants to fight at, which is light middle, and he said that what he intends to do here is take Rabchenko into the later rounds and then stop him then. Easy, I mean, he's talking a great fight here. It's whether or not he can go out and deliver. But yeah, go on.
Absolutely right. I mean, he's a big guy. He's 5'11" tall, you know, so I think light middleweight is going to suit him far better. You know, only time's going to tell as the fight goes on. But he's up against it, as you say, Rabchenko, good puncher. You know, I think he's 12 KOs from 16 fights, you know, and good fighter.
Knows his way around, but as we said, the quality of those opponents only been gradually building, and this is a significant test here. And he's got a game plan. Pryce has said, basically come out and use his jab, keep his man at distance, try not to get backed into those corners where Rabchenko can actually get to work on his body. He's a significant body puncher when he puts his mind to it, Rabchenko, and he can hurt.
He certainly looks strong, Rabchenko, at this moment in time. He's throwing the shots off, and he certainly looks a very, very, very strong guy.
Well, since the USSR disbanded, 15 territories emerged. Belarus has produced one champion, a world champion, Sergey Rabchenko, who briefly held the WBO heavyweight title back in 2006. Rabchenko is on a mission.
That's better from Pryce. What he has to do, if you've got to keep this guy at range, and the only way he's going to do that is to keep him at the end of that jab. Perfect, what he's doing now. Just got to keep that going.
Stamina, he's never been a problem. And now he has a chance to really get out there and find out whether or not he can fight these long distances. 12 rounds, that's the type of fight he's wanted. He's waited a long time for it to arrive. And this is his stage, and that is the end of the first round. It's not a bad one, that, for Pryce.
Not bad at all. You know, I think I favoured Sergey to just you know, to win the fight with his volume of punches, basically.
По расслаблению, чуть-чуть быстрее, немножко медленно подходишь ногами, и чуть-чуть раньше в начале атаки.
I don't know how you're Russian is, but you can understand. You can probably have a guess of what he's saying in here.
Понимаешь? На джебы на эти в размены не ходи, ни к чему абсолютно.
This is the main event, incidentally, of our night, but do stay around for this really exciting prospect. Tom Doran is up next against Max Maxwell. It's a British title eliminator. Here's some of the action from that opening round. And he was determined not to be too dictated. Let's get a listen.
4, 5, 6 rounds, just take the steam out of him. Then you get a little bit confident, you stand there and go. Right, really good,
Nice start. Happy in the corner.
Seconds out.
It's a happy house, happy fighter, happy corner. Everybody's happy, and now Pryce can get back to work in round 2. And if you look back in his record, he has beat 2 unbeaten Eastern Europeans before. A couple of Russians, Sergei Stepkin and Ivan Kipra, who were 15-0 and 18-0. So he has on occasion overproduced when he wasn't expecting to, and it would be an overproduction tonight if he dismisses this guy. But this isn't where he wants to be. In the corner, Rabchenko will just unload on him.
That's where Rabchenko wants to win. That's where he wants to be. He wants to push his man back to the corner, and Pryce at this point is letting him do it. He wants to get out of that corner. He wants to get on his bike. He's showboating a little bit now. He really shouldn't be doing this.
Yeah, he's probably feeling as Rabchenko tries to switch to his body. That was a good right hand that from Pryce. "25 years of age, Rabchenko. So he's moving into the prime of his fighting career.
He really wants to get out of that corner, Pryce. There's dangerous area in there. You know, okay, you said his opponent, former opponents wasn't any of great caliber. This guy, he got 12 knockouts. You must respect that. You know, there's no point in standing there waiting to be hit.
It's almost as if he's dismissed the wise words. That was a decent short left hand as well that found its way, and the right hand followed. He's just leaving himself open a bit here, Pryce.
Yes.
Yeah, those words that were offered to him at the interval of round one haven't been adhered to yet by Pryce. And he's just got a little bit cocky here in round two. And that'll suit Rabchenko because he doesn't want him to be fighting at distance. He wants to get drawn into a brawl early on. All guns blazing because he feels that he's the one that has got the strength to come out on top. Again, you could hear them talking in the corner to keep on moving, keep him off balance.
See, Pryce is allowing him to move forward. He's not. He's allowing Sergey to dictate the pace of the fight.
And he's got a decent jab as well, has Pryce, but he's using it too sporadically here, and you begin to get the feeling he's now sitting there believing that if he does get brought into a brawl, then he might be able to out-punch Rabchenko here. But again, they're calling to him to keep it disciplined, keep it nice and tight. End of the second round.
And again, I believe the second round would have gone to Sergey Rabchenko. You know, just the volume of punches, the better shots. So as I have it, Rabchenko 2 rounds up at this point.
He said that you need more than just power to come in and beat me. That was what Pryce was saying on the eve of this fight. Here we are. Let's have a look at some of the best action then. See that puffing out of his chest then. Let's see what we've got to say.
Right, let's take the steam out of this kid for the first 5-6 rounds, right?
Yeah.
He's going to get a little bit frustrated if we keep doing that in about 2 rounds. That's the time when we start putting shots in, right? Keep to the plan, right? Come on now, son.
Everything okay, Jack?
Keep to the plan, they're telling him.
Well, he's strayed a little bit from it.
Seconds out, round 3.
And Rabchenko perhaps feeling he's in more of a fight than he thought he'd be in here. He said this is, along with Concepcion, the best of the fighters that he's fought so far in a fairly short career. And again, Pryce ducking easily out of the way of these wild overhands from Rabchenko. A series of really sharp jabs from Pryce coming out to start this round, setting him up nicely. Now, can he just continue?
Again, Pryce has opted to go back onto the ropes where he really doesn't want to be.
Yeah, and you see that uppercut very nearly came within inches of landing flush on Pryce's chin there. Yeah, crowd applaud that right hand from Pryce.
But as you say, these shots just a little bit sporadic. Wants to get out of that corner.
And again, in a minute and a half's time, he's going to go back to his corner. He's going to be 3 rounds down already as Rabchenko unloads. Nothing too significant. Smile on the face of Pryce as if to say, well, if that's the best you can do, I can take that and plenty more.
But these clubbing shots, when you're stuck in the corner taking these clubbing shots as Rabchenko is throwing over, they take the toll. They start to drain you.
And Pryce will believe in himself when he's out there in the middle of the ring in between rounds that he's doing okay here. But again, you can see another right hand, big scoring punch.
He may be doing it okay in his own mind, but the fact is he's not doing enough.
And he's obviously feeling relatively comfortable, and to be perfectly honest, Rabchenko's punching isn't looking that concussive at the moment, is it?
Not at all, but they do take their toll. If you continuously take whacks on the side of the gloves, they do take their toll and they start to drain you.
Never been beyond 6 rounds before, Rabchenko. Does leave himself open at times, Rabchenko, to these counters if he can get quick with them, Pryce. So a lot of work to do. That was a good left hand, that from
a great shot.
Pryce, from Rabchenko, rather.
Yeah, that was a great shot.
It had to come from an awful long way back as well. And again, a few punches after the bell, and toe-to-toe they go. It's another round down. He's 3-0 down at the moment here.
Start listening, right? Come on. You're getting too close, too quick. Right? Keep offsetting him, right?
Yeah.
He needs to plant his feet, right? You're letting him get close, planting his feet and swinging them while his hooks him.
Yeah.
At what point, when you're a trainer in there, do you begin to get the impression that whatever you say, your fighter isn't actually going to take any notice? Because he clearly isn't.
He is not taking a blind bit of notice at this moment in time, which is frustrating, and frustrating for the trainer, no doubt, because he wants to get on his bike, use his boxing skills, which at this moment in time he's simply not using. He's opting just to stand there and let this guy trade off and tee off on him. Completely the wrong fight at this moment in time.
Right? Come on, work the jab, break the kid's heart, right?
Well, he says, yeah, understand it all 3 times now. Let's see if any of it has sunk in. You can forgive it for being a bit macho, can't you, in the opening couple of rounds, as they're both trying to get the better of each other. That was, again, another decent left hook then coming from a long way back from Rabchenko, and another one.
Great left hook. These are telling shots, you know, these are hurtful shots. They drain you.
Yeah, this isn't looking good at the outset of round 4 here for Pryce. Well, it's like they said, he needs to plant his feet before he actually starts getting his punches off and swinging, and Pryce is just a sitting target there.
He's just sitting there, Pryce. He's not on his bike. Okay, it's obvious to everybody. Rabchenko is the stronger fighter of the two. Why is he allowing him to tee off? Why is he standing in the corner waiting for him? He should be on his bike and constantly moving.
Had a big amateur career, Rabchenko, well over 100 fights. Amateur champion, Belarusian title holder many times, and studied the sport as well. Not surprising, I suppose, these days, if you ask them who your hero is, that most of them come out and say the same person, don't they? Pacquiao, big hero of Rabchenko's, Pacquiao. His style, he says, is aggressive. He'd like to model his style on the Pacquiao way of doing things. I think he's quite there yet.
Not quite, not quite.
He's got a bit of time to go.
But we see Rabchenko at the end of the last round. He switched, you know, he stood as a southpaw, so he can switch hits, this guy. And
he's simply not mobile enough, Pryce, here, as he hasn't been in the 3 previous rounds. They wanted to just keep it at distance, work his jab for the first 5-6 rounds. Easy said than done, mind you, of course. But he's not sticking anything like close to the plan. Couple of uppercuts doing nothing to halt the surge of Rabchenko.
As you say, just opting to sit in the corner and just trade blow for blow. And it shouldn't be Rabchenko's the stronger of the fighter. That's plain to see for everyone.
And he's missing quite a lot of these punches as well.
That was a good uppercut. That was a good reply. And a great short right hook.
That's better. That'll fuel him with a bit more confidence, but he takes a right hand that comes bouncing off his skull. Half a minute to go in round 4. still missing quite a big percentage of his punches at Rabchenko. Pryce is managing to slide a few, duck a few.
And another right hand. See, he can be hit. He can be hit quite easily, Rabchenko, when Pryce decides to let the shots go. Why he's not doing more of it, who knows?
Right, let's see what the corner's got to say again.
Тихо, 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 тихо. Много принимаешь там. Нормально. Дал махануть?
No marks on his face to speak of. This is certainly the toughest fight he's been in his career. Here we go.
Воды, Валера, полезь сзади.
You're not going anywhere. We're starting to realise that now. But you can't take anything stupid, okay?
Well, have they changed their...
He's letting him get too close, but when he does, they let him run nice up. Just drop the body shot then. Yeah. You're hitting his head back. Drop the body shot. Yeah. Right? But stay nice and tight. Right? Off that jab again, Bradley. Off that jab.
Change in strategy then?
Yeah, now he's opting to drop the body shot, as he put it, you know? Perhaps trying to slow Rabchenko down somewhat.
So round 5 of 12. He's still looking relatively fresh, Pryce, and so he should be. This is a fighter that said that he is a 12-round boxer. Rabchenko beginning to prepare himself to move into territory that he's not known before. Never been, remember, beyond 6 rounds in his professional career. Big right hand again, just ducked out of the way in time then, did Pryce.
He needs to be getting his own shots off, waiting far too long, Pryce. He needs to be jabbing more.
There is this constant barrage of instruction coming from his corner. How easy is it to actually listen to something that a coach is, trainer's telling you from the corner when you're out there?
You can hear things, and obviously the things you think are important you pick up and you apply, but from time to time it doesn't look like Pryce is paying any attention to anything that the corner is saying, whether during the round or during the minutes interval. But this is better work from him. This is what he wants to be doing more, getting more of his own shots off, not standing there waiting to be hit, basically.
Yeah, much better than the previous round. In fact, not far short of his best round, this Pryce.
He's now decided he's kind of standing his ground a little bit more now, Pryce. Opting to actually come forward now as opposed to going on the back foot. But that was a great shot, uppercut.
Again, he's used the jab a lot more in this round than he has done in the 3 previous, which will please his corner as well, because they're all decent scoring shots here. It's Rabchenko's problem that he's beginning to look a little bit predictable. He's just looking for a big shot, the one-punch finish here, that big overhand right.
It does certainly look that way, yes, Rabchenko. He's sort of got no plan B, if you like. And whether Pryce is just, rightly so, is sort of the last 3 or 4 rounds just been eyeing him up, weighing him up and sussing him out. Maybe now, coming forward, he's going to perhaps start taking over as he promised to do from the beginning of this fight.
This is going to be the really interesting part of this fight. Is to stay out of trouble, Pryce. Realise when he's done, which he's probably done enough to actually take this round, in your opinion, has he?
Yes, I think this is probably the first round he's actually convincingly won. But we haven't seen those body shots that the cornermen would tell him to throw, you know?
At the end of round 5, and a little smile from Pryce to Rabchenko as he gets back to his corner. Let's get a listen there.
I think you took a little bit of a rest now, Ram. Yeah. Right? How do you feel?
Good.
What? Good. How do you feel? Tell me, talk to me.
I want to just get in and make them work for them.
Yeah, okay. Right, but you've got to stay tight when you're doing it, right? Don't start walking him down yet. Right, we've got to keep it long, right? So as you can see his punches coming.
Yeah.
Right? Another 2 rounds, right?
Yeah. Right, yeah.
And take it back out. Come here. Take it back out. Put it into a swing. All right? Sharper with your jab. Don't just pour it, right?
Yeah.
Sharp with your jab. And don't stand in the pocket to take him in the nose.
Yeah.
Come on.
With this for the WBA Inter-Continental light middleweight title. And they said then, interestingly enough, and I think we saw that, you can see from the look on his face, they felt that he was tiring.
Yes, it certainly looked that way. It looked like they say, it looked like he was taking a rest in that round. And as you say, he's never gone beyond 6 rounds previously before Rabchenko. So who knows? Maybe the tale of the tape, maybe Pryce made the right decision and soaked up a lot of the shots, but in the meantime took a lot of the energy and a lot of the sting away from Rabchenko in those early rounds.
Yeah, the last 6-round fight he had was in Minsk against Roman Zuman, who he stopped in the 6th round, but the other 6-rounders were in fights 3 and 4 of his pro career, so quite a while back. We'll see how well conditioned, how much stamina he possesses in the coming minutes here, and how much of a smart fight Pryce can fight here, because the longer it goes on, the more chance that he's got. Now they're trying to get into do a bit of body work here.
And again, Pryce is, although he's out now, but he opted to go into that corner. But that's better work. Turned his man nicely and pushed him back into the corner.
Trying to keep him at the end of that shot.
And that was a great shot right through the middle.
And again, 2 decent right hands. Rabchenko taking them without too much fuss.
Pryce at this point now, for the first time in my opinion, looks like he's actually starting to grow in confidence and really look like he's going to try and get on top of this fight.
Yeah, it was the opening rounds that were going to be the tricky ones to navigate, with the big bombs coming in every 10-15 seconds or so from Rabchenko. He's got out the way of those. That jab looks nice and sharp now, and Rabchenko's punches are looking a little bit frayed around the edges.
Yeah, there's not a lot of shots in Rabchenko's shots now.
This could be a real turning point in the career of Pryce if he could actually produce a victory here. 30 years of age, remember. Yeah,
that's better. Nice crisp jab, nice sharp jab, not pulling it out. That's better. That's where he wants to keep the guy at the end of his jab.
At last, he's beginning to obey instruction, but Rabchenko is dropping right off the pace, but he's got to be careful all the time. He maintains his concentration and he doesn't walk onto a big shot, because he still carries a significant danger, Rabchenko. He's doing enough, do you think, maybe to win the last couple of rounds? And again, another good right hand off the back of those 2-3 jabs. And Rabchenko stunned into action at the end. Good finale to that round by Pryce. Right, so see what they've got to say.
Breathe.
Towards the end of that round, we're going to see it now. Rabchenko caught Pryce with a great body shot, and I think it really sunk him right down to his boots.
Right, listen, tuck up tight this round now, take a bit of a rest, right? Yeah, he's going to come looking in. He's going to come looking for now. What I want you to do is start letting this right hand go, okay? There's some water. Okay? Oh, shut up. You hurt? Ah, you hurt? Right now. What? Good boy. Right, listen, you've got to tuck up tight, take a rest this round, right?
Seconds out, round 7.
Round 7 then, let's see if he can follow the instruction, which was just to take a little bit of time off in this round.
And as you say, unknown territory at this point for Rabchenko going into round 7.
He's been in 8 rounds in the last 2 fights. Has Pryce, he was at 10 rounds back in August 2009 with Michael Monaghan in Newport. That was a 10-round points victory. He's had victories, unanimous decision victories, over 12 as well. 7 times he's been to 12 rounds as Pryce, and this is moving his way, or it's moving toward him, this fight. It's not running away from him, which there were points in the opening couple of rounds when it looked as if it might. But he's weathered the storm, and he's grown in strength and in confidence. He's following instruction, although he could do with actually getting out of the way of some of these.
Absolutely now. Rabchenko's starting off really strong with it, and some hurtful shots going at the beginning of this round. Right at the beginning of the round, caught Pryce, as he did at the last round, with a great body shot, and you could see the grimace on his face, and obviously let it give him some sort of pain. All the hurtful shots, like I say, are coming for Rabchenko at the moment. Not an awful lot coming back from Pryce.
Little movement from either of them. They're both standing targets for each other here, as the stamina begins to sap under the heat of these lights. But again, good right hand after being set up with those couple of jabs as well. And he's done well to stay out of trouble. He was having this round under instruction, taking a little bit of time off, as he was told. But that was a good right uppercut then from Rabchenko, and another good right hand.
Hurtful shots, these are. Hurtful shots. Shots that, continuation of these shots, they start to take their toll and they start to wear you and drain you. He doesn't want to be taking too many of them.
To be fair, though, he's taken them well, hasn't he? He's taken a good shot.
He's taken them very well. But, like I say, and I keep repeating like an old beaten drum, they do start to take their toll. You continue to take these shots. Yes, you take them, but they do take their toll.
He's got to remember he can't give away too many, unless he's got a feeling that he's going to be able to stop this guy, Rabchenko. He can't let rounds get away from him because he's well behind from that opening, what, 4-5.
That's right. That's right.
If you've given him 2 rounds,
I think you'd be quite lucky to give him 2 rounds out of the fight so far. So in my view, Rabchenko is at this moment in time is the clear winner. And dare I say it, looking the stronger of the two.
Называй про левый этот, и все. Дернул, ударил, снял, ударил. Дернул левый. Короче, похоже, подломал.
Still in Rabchenko's corner. I thought might be able to get a listen into what's being said to Pryce over there.
Second down, round 8.
So, round 8. And if you're generous, you've given Bradley Pryce a couple of those rounds. So he's 5-2 down, which means he's got to step up his work rate here. And there's no sign just yet. They thought that he was beginning to look tired and he was out on his feet. Well, Pryce needs a big round here just to get himself back into the position he was at the end of the previous round.
Absolutely right. Yeah, I mean,
that's a great left hook.
Again, these are hurtful shots. And why is he standing there in the corner waiting to be hit? If you stand there long enough, you're going to get hit. And that's exactly what's happening.
He's going to be running out of time soon, Pryce.
Rabchenko's a strong guy. You know, why stand there and trade with him? Why just get on his bike and keep sticking out the jab and using his boxing skills, which at this moment in time he's not. He's happy just to stand there and soak up these hurtful, draining shots.
Well, the jab hasn't got much snap into it for Pryce. That's better right hand then from Pryce. It hasn't halted his man. Single punches really aren't good enough. He's got to get combinations working here. Well, overall, it's been a good contest to watch this. And he might not be winning, but he's giving a pretty good account of himself at the moment, and he's still in there. And he was predicting that it was in the later rounds, 9, 10, 11, 12, that's when he was going to take his man out. So we're not there just yet. Maybe he's actually saving a bit of power and hoping that Rabchenko is just going to perhaps punch himself out. Good right hand over Pryce.
Great shot from Pryce. But now he has to sustain that attack. Don't just sit back and look at his work. Get back on him and sustain it and do it again.
You can hear him, let's go, come on, the call from Pryce's corner. This again, a good round for Bradley Pryce. And you can hear they're calling him for him to throw the right hand.
When Pryce moves forwards, he has a far more success. When on the back, on the retreat, he's just happy to stand there and get hit.
Yeah, they're enjoying a pretty good contest here. Let's have a listen.
Listen, let him go. This kid's not used to being hit. Yeah. Right, he didn't know what to do. As soon as he walks in, right, you're giving him chance to unload on you. As soon as this kid walks in, tap him with a jab and whack him hard. Right, you're a massive puncher, Brad. Give him something to think about. Yeah. Right, come on now, suck some water in.
There it is, tap and whack.
Listen, he's in just as much stress as what you are. Yeah. Right, and don't think you haven't won any of the rounds because you have. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Very close fight this, right? You've got to put the pressure on this kid.
Again, just going back to what they're saying to him, don't think you haven't won any rounds because you have. Well, he has. He's, you know, you were talking about generosity, maybe 2 or 3 of those rounds. But do you indicate to your fighter at this stage, or would you, that, you know, that is the situation and you've got to get out there and do something radical?
You think you've got to be realistic, and you've got to say, listen, Bradley, you've got to win this fight. It's imperative you win this fight. You are going to be behind on the judges' scorecards. If you want to win this, go out there. You've got to do more work. Not just sit in the corner, sit on the ropes, waiting to be hit. You've got to get out there and perhaps fight this as if it was your last fight ever to take place.
Well, at age 30, with another defeat to Rabchenko here tonight, his career might not be going too many glamorous places. If he can turn this around and take a victory and inflict a first ever defeat on Rabchenko, then, well, who knows where he can go. We've seen brief glimpses of the power that he possesses in that right hand, and Rabchenko has tasted some of that.
He certainly has, but in fairness to Rabchenko, some of these good shots that Pryce is hitting with, it doesn't even seem to put a dent in him. He's taken the shots tremendously well.
Again, good work to the body. There hasn't been really that much work to the body by either of these two boxers. Yeah, good right hand from Pryce again, finds its way through.
Just shows us that he can get the shots off when he decides to throw them. With accuracy and with speed, and ultimately power.
Yeah, that was a great, really, really rapid counter punch that from Pryce. And again, he's trying to get in and work to his body. Rabchenko looking quite disorientated, but he's not looking as comfortable as he has done in previous rounds.
Again, Bradley Pryce just gone back into the corner, happy to sit on the ropes and soak up shots. He's not scoring shots by doing that.
Well, he's had a good couple of minutes of round 9. He doesn't want to throw it all away.
Again, like I keep saying, why stand there and take these shots?
Heads coming desperately close to clashing then as well. Even Rabchenko's punches have got a hint of the tired about them as well. You can see just here, this fight is very much there for Pryce to win.
Rabchenko's shot certainly hasn't got the snap that he had earlier on, that's for sure.
Again, calling to punch back, and again that salvo at the end draws a smile from Bradley Pryce. That's a close round.
That was a close round. You could quite easily be forgiven for giving that one a draw, you know. But at this moment in time, I still have Rabchenko in a comfortable lead.
Now. The kid is just plodding forward. Listen to me. It's bollocks, right? The kid is plodding forward. Every time he comes in, half a step back, half a step back. Leather 1-2, go, Brad. Why won't you let this right hand go? Say.
No problems with it, is there? No problems with it? Huh?
What? Just let it go. Got nothing to lose. Right?
Yeah. He's pouring with that, chap. Just listen to what Gary said. He's pouring with it. When he pours with it, let it go.
As soon as he pours with it, he's wide open.
You stopped him in the tracks before.
As soon as you back up on the rope, stop dropping your left hand, get your hands up, both of them.
Yeah. Come on, mate. Right.
So, very much new territory for Rabchenko.
And as you say, towards the end of the last round, he was looking somewhat fatigued.
Maybe they made the classic error of thinking just because he hasn't been to 8, 9 and 10 or 11 or 12 rounds that he can't fight those distances.
Well, make no mistake, he would have done that many times in training for this fight, especially for, you know, in sparring.
And again, they're calling that all the discussion was why he won't let this right hand go.
I believe he's forgot his gum shield.
Are we going to see this right hand from Pryce get unloaded somewhere close to Rabchenko and do some damage? He's used it briefly. It can halt his man.
I think going into the 10th round now, Pryce has to throw a bit of caution to the wind and just really start going for it a little bit.
Yeah, he's got, what, this and 2 other rounds to go. And he's looking at defeat unless something big happens. Corner telling him to get straight back into him, get on him, get to work.
Better work, but again, I believe the volume of shots and the volume of credible shots and comfortable, good shots are coming from Rabchenko.
Just needs one big shot just to actually rattle Rabchenko.
Much better work, controlling him with the jab.
Again, you can count on the fingers of one hand the amount of times he's tried even to throw that right hand so far inside this 10th round, and he's got just over half a minute left. There it is again.
There it is again, yep.
Again, those heads coming very close.
Rabchenko now going back. He looks more tired now, Rabchenko.
This is better work.
Absolutely. Now Pryce has decided to stand his ground and trade with this guy and get his own shots off. Rabchenko's not quite so comfortable.
Then he had the better of the opening part of this round, but it's a Pryce that's finishing strongly here. And he needs to do something a bit eye-catching in these dying seconds rather than let the round end as they usually do with Rabchenko pouring on top of him. And again, it's a closer round.
What? Hey, hand in the body. Right, everything you've got now, last 2 rounds, right?
Yeah.
Right, you're making these rounds too close, right?
Yeah.
And if close rounds are going to get them, you know that. You've got to step on the gas. It was times then he was doing it, right? The kid ain't confident in this.
Yeah.
He's just plodding forward, right? And you're letting him plod forward instead of whacking him, right?
Yeah.
You're hitting him with a 1-2 and stepping off, moving your feet, right? You're just standing there.
Yeah.
Well done.
There you go.
Well, your moment comes and then it disappears very quickly indeed. He's got 2 rounds left. And he's got two rounds left to hang on in there. So, can he deliver? Round 11 of 12 here. Bradley Pryce is behind on most of the scorecards you would imagine around here, but
still 2 rounds to go.
No damage to the face of either. Little reddening around the right eye of Pryce, but nothing too significant. Yeah, this is better work, this, from Pryce. He's forcing Rabchenko back.
Whether Rabchenko's just thinking to himself, I've got a comfortable lead, I've like just finish the rounds out without taking too many chances.
And he's had a difficult night here, Rabchenko, if he does get the decision. Again, right hand again just falls slightly short of the target onto the shoulder there of Rabchenko. There's a better one.
Much better shot that was. He really needs to step on the gas and up his work rate.
Just beginning to maybe soften up Rabchenko with his series of big right hands. But they need to be coming in with a bit more regularity, even than they have been here. Little slip then. Again, yelling at him, his corner to just push him back. But he's been true to his word, Glenn, in one aspect of this fight, and that is that he's, in the second half of the fight, he's been a different fighter than he was in the first half.
Definitely improved in the first half, definitely. But still, for my liking, just simply not doing enough work. He must realise that he is behind on the judges' scorecard at this point, and knowing that going into the 10th and 11th round, he should be really stepping on the gas and really trying to put a good show on it and impress the judges. And who knows, maybe even stop this guy.
Yeah, and it's good work from Bradley Pryce. Something this of a rude away. There's that right hand again. The better shots in this round, there's no doubt, have come from Bradley Pryce. Again, constant words of encouragement coming from his corner again. He unloads that right hand once again.
And a great shot, yes. Just need to see more of it.
Oh, that was again great counter punch from Pryce. Draws a smile from Rabchenko, and that was a bad round. There's a little bit of blood appearing there now.
Один раунд остался.
Yes, he's certainly breathing a little bit heavy now, Rabchenko.
На ногах, быстро.
Again, you can see he's enjoying this as well, isn't he? Bradley Pryce, you could see just the beginnings of a smile creep across his face when he's getting a bit of success in there. Just fueled the confidence inside him.
Absolutely right, but he's now, as you say, he's now feeling confident, he's feeling comfortable. But unfortunately for Bradley Pryce, this is a 12-round fight, it's not a 15-round fight, you know?
God, those were the days, man. Yeah, generous applause. Nice to see a bit of sportsmanship as well, because this has been a real contest, this. And Rabchenko, for the first time, facing an opponent who's got the stamina and strength to hurt him, to take him into the latter stages of fights he's never been into before. Learning experience for him. But for Pryce, he's got to finish this fight in the same way that he fought that previous round. He's got to give it his absolute everything here.
He really has, like I said earlier on, he's got to throw caution to the wind now. in my opinion, the only way he could win this fight is to fight by way of stoppage.
It's a shame, really, because had he done a little bit more work in that first couple of rounds of actually staying out the way instead of standing there trading and coming off second.
Yes. When he goes home and watches the video of this fight, he's going to be quite disappointed in himself, because he should have done more, should have moved more, should not have stood there and took these clubbing shots, which, you know, is scoring shots. No one gets points for taking shots and blocking shots. You only get points for scoring shots.
Minute and a half just over left. Something grandstand to finish with for Pryce, maybe. Again, it's amazing, isn't it? We saw, what, 5, 6, 7 times that right hand in the previous round. We've barely seen it at all in the final round, the round when he really needs to be doing something to catch the eyes of the judges.
Yeah.
Decent uppercut from him that time, left hook, and a right uppercut as well. Good combination of punches from Pryce once more.
And just proving to us all that he can throw the shots when he decides to let them go. But unfortunately, they've just been a bit sporadic in this fight. The combinations have just not been fluent enough. They've just not been varied enough.
That said, what's also clear is Rabchenko is a long way short of any major title quests as yet.
Yeah, very, you know, he's only had 16 fights. He's still relatively maturing as a professional fighter. But like you say, he's not going to send the alarm bells ringing to the light middleweight division in the world rankings.
So he's got a way to go before he fights Miguel Cotto.
Just a little bit.
This is all about the final 15 seconds for Pryce. He's got to do something, because this round's another one in the bag for Rabchenko.
And out of the two, for me, the one who's dug the deepest in this final round was Rabchenko.
Well, I think he knows as he walks back there that he's not perhaps done quite enough at this time. Generous applause around the D-side leisure centre here. But a fight of two halves, really. Let's see what the corner think as we look back at some of the final action.
Old skin must be getting tough in old age, but it ain't cut.
So we go to the judges' scorecards.
Come back. You didn't give up, did you? Huh? Oh, yeah, exactly.
Well, you can sense that he knows, can't you?
Yeah.
I mean, you've been in that position many times before, haven't you? Well, no, actually. That didn't come out quite the way I meant it to come out. Not so many times before. But when there's moments of drama, when you're not sure.
There's been moments of doubt for sure throughout my career, and yeah, you are literally in the hands of the judges now. But like you say, he must know, he must realise and understand that he's not done as well as he could have done, and at times Rabchenko was certainly the man on top with the better shots, the more voluminous shots, and the stronger shots, dare I say.
Toughest fight for him by an absolute country mile, Rabchenko.
It'd be a great learning fight for Rabchenko, this, and something he would just learn on and and go on and improve upon.
So you often wonder what it is that takes them so long to actually add up, don't you? Do stick around, because coming up next is Tom Doran, who is a real prospect. Dazzling Doran, as he is known, against Mad Max Maxwell. Well, maybe it's a little closer than was at first thought.
There must be an abacus in the building somewhere.
It's quite bizarre, isn't it? And then you've always ended up with those times before when people have actually managed to add them up wrong.
Yeah. I'm sure I've been on the end of that a couple of times. But again, here we go, going back to the fight, we can see the more hurtful clubbing shots, the power shots, the draining shots are all one-sided coming from Rabchenko.
And finally, I think we're about to get a decision.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. After 12 3-minute rounds of light middleweight boxing, we go to the judges at ringside for the decisions, who return a verdict, a unanimous decision. John Coyle scores the contest 112, 117. Howard Foster at ringside scores the contest 112, 116. And Paul Thomas, our third and final judge at ringside, scores the contest 113, 116. A unanimous decision, and the new WBA Intercontinental title belt holder from Minsk in Belarus, Sergey Rabchenko.
Then you could argue with the decision of the judges there, could you?
No, certainly no surprise there. Pryce simply just did not do enough work.
And it was those first 4 rounds, really, wasn't it?
Yes, yeah, that was a